We start tonight at 6 with the TV6 election investigation. You have seen the ads on TV and in your mailbox.
The battle for power between Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner and House Speaker Michael Madigan is front and center this election. State government has been deadlocked with Democrats controlling the legislature and then the Republicans holding the governor's mansion. Both parties are pouring millions of dollars into local races to swing the balance in their favor. TV6 investigator Mark Stevens dug into state election records. And Mark, 2 local House races are getting a lot of money and attention here.
Yeah, Paula, Illinois Democrats hold a supermajority in the state House, 71 to 47. But Republicans are trying hard to pick up 2 seats from the Quad Cities. Democrat Pat Verschoor is retiring, so his seat is up for grabs. And Democrat Mike Smitty won by only 314 votes 2 years ago, so his seat is seen as one that's vulnerable. Spending on both sides has pushed into the millions.
Well, it's absolutely unprecedented in Illinois. It wasn't long ago till we were passing the first $1 million mark for a state legislative race. You got to have $1 million now to even be hanging in and be competitive.
Professor John Jackson is a visiting professor at the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute at Southern Illinois University. He says the money race is very different this year because of big donations by Republican Governor Bruce Rauner and his allies.
The governor has been able to make the Republicans competitive on money really for the first time.
State records show over 90% of the money raised by the Illinois Republican Party has come from Rauner. Records show that money is pouring into Republican candidates like Tony McCombie in House District 71.
Union, non-union, wherever you come from, I think
Records show 80% of McCombie's campaign is funded by the House Republican organization and the Illinois Republican Party. She's challenging Democrat Mike Smitty. Records show half of the money he's raised this year comes from the Democratic Party.
Incompetence we can't afford.
We're talking about offices sometimes where you make $60,000 a year and they're having close to $1 million spent.
KWQC political analyst Dr. Christopher Witt says all this money can separate the candidates from the voters.
What they do is measured against the big money that may come in or may not come in.
But the big outside spending can also keep candidates in a race. In House District 72, Democrat Mike Halpin is taking on Republican Brandy McGuire for the open seat. State records show Halpin has raised over $1 million. State records show McGuire has raised $50,000. But the records also show she's benefited from $650,000 spent by a political action committee allied with Republicans.
The basic rule is if you can be in the ballpark, you don't have to be exactly even, but if you can be, say, above 66% of what the other candidate is spending, you're probably going to be competitive.
Both Jackson and Witt say lost in all this campaign money is the state's budget crisis. The stopgap budget expires in January. Whoever wins in November will need to sort out billions of dollars in spending and revenue the leaders couldn't agree on.
Now, this battle between Rauner and Madigan is largely seen as a preview to 2018 when the governor faces re-election. The experts say get ready because there's more money and mudslinging on the way.
All right, Mark.